All right, here we go. Hi, team. Hi, how are we? Everybody is like, Sam, shut up. We don't want to listen to you. Like, well, you know what? You're going to have to. So, oh. All right. Okay, there's my hairbrush. There's that. Hi, guys. How are you? Okay, so today on our live, we're going to talk about Lala and Scheana. And Lala has talked about her relationship with Scheana and what that's looking like right now. So that's going to be what we're going to talk about today. I'm just getting my hair tools because I'm going to do my hair while we talk because I love a multitask moment. So I want to play the clip from the podcast. So if you guys don't know, Lala has a new podcast. It's called Untraditionally Lala. Hate the name of the podcast. Doesn't matter. She doesn't care. She's not asking for my opinion. Okay. But hate the name of the podcast. I just don't think I don't think it makes sense. I don't think it's the vibe. I don't think it's the vibe of Lala. Like, I just don't like the name of the podcast. When I heard it come out for the first time, I instantly was like, ew, I hate this. Like, so I'm not a fan of the name of the podcast, to be quite honest with you. Another thing is, I don't know why she redid her podcast. My assumption is that the Give Them Lala had to do, that podcast was wrapped in stuff to do with Randall, I believe. Because didn't she start that podcast with him? And then obviously when they broke up, she wasn't doing the podcast with him anymore. So I don't know if it's like legally tied up in anything to do in that department, possibly, but I thought it was interesting. I didn't like look into that. I didn't actually listen to anything. I just saw this clip where she's said that she had talked about Scheana, and I was like, oh, let's hear about this. She was also, I believe, on Entertainment Tonight talking about it as well. Also, if any of you guys are Dr. Pepper fans, but like don't want to drink soda 24/7, I'm actually kind of shocked. I'm not sponsored. This is oddly good and tastes like Dr. Pepper. I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm going downhill. But I will say, this is really good. I will say, there's no way in hell I would drink this lukewarm. This has to be like ice cold. Okay, so let's listen to what she said on the podcast. I'll probably pause to like talk and commentate, but here's the podcast episode. It is the bonus one, Lala's Confessions, and this is what she said about Scheana.
If you and Scheana weren't on speaking terms, would you still let Ocean and Summer Moon have play dates? Absolutely. My whole thing in all of this is I want my kid to always be prioritized, and my kid enjoys Summer Moon. Scheana and I are in a very strange place. But there was a shift where I kind of went, I don't know about this. I love her. She's like family. I am very disappointed on how she has gone about certain things. She and I are obviously not in a great place. She said it put friendships into perspective based on who posted her book. She didn't talk about the times that I've sat in a car and cried with her about the situations that she wrote in her book. She didn't talk about the message that I sent to her about how fucking proud I am of her that she wrote this book, put her heart out there, and made it to the New York Times bestseller list. That is not easy. But because none of that was public, it's not good enough for her.
So I'm just pausing. So something that I find really fascinating about Scheana and Lala's relationship is that they kind of, I feel, formed like a tag team alliance because Katie and Ariana kind of formed like an alliance essentially in the last like 2 seasons of the show. And I think they felt like they kind of all needed each other. Like the girls really needed a support system. So they kind of like leaned on each other. Do I wish all four of them leaned on each other a lot more? Yeah. Do I think that Lala and Scheana really played their hand inappropriately that season? Yeah. Lala talked on Entertainment Tonight how she feels very bad for her relationship going south with Ariana. Weirdly enough, though, she never like says Ariana's name. It's very odd. It's very weird. It's giving PR. It's not giving like I genuinely called up Ariana and basically was like, "Hey, remember how I took the worst moment of your life and turned it onto me and made it all about me, and had zero compassion for you, even though you begged all of us to have compassion for you." I don't know. I don't know. I don't follow or watch Lala anymore, so I don't know if she had that conversation, if they're talking, if whatever. But also, I want. Lala's very interesting to me. I have a lot of feelings on her because if you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I used to be a Lala apologist, big time Lala apologist. And you know what? Proud of it. Okay, fight me. All right. I was a proud Lala apologist. I was okay with being a Lala apologist because I felt that some apologies were needed for her and the way that some people on that cast and some of the fans treated her. I still stand by that. And I stand by the fact that how young she was, and I feel like people don't take that into consideration. I don't think people take into consideration how much power Randall has or had. I don't know how much power he has anymore, but how much power he had in the industry and how that can manipulate people. And also, when I was in my early 20s, I was an idiot, and so was she. And people forget that she's not that old. I think she's younger than me, I'm pretty sure. I'm 35 and I'm pretty sure she's younger than 35. And I'm just learning a lot about myself right now as a 35-year-old. So I feel like people don't give Lala some grace on some certain topics, especially topics that she's already addressed and already had conversations about that I don't think need to be brought up 700 other more times. But that's just me, whatever, okay? The flaw I have, the biggest with Lala, is that Lala is in this phase in her life where I feel like she's coming off very hypocritical in a lot of different ways. And you know those types of friends that are friends with very messy people, because as long as it's not their mess to deal with, they find like kind of like entertainment in it, or the opposite of like they're friends with messy people because they're always trying to fix them and they're always trying to be like the fixer. I want to fix people. And it's like, girl, stop. Like it's giving like, this is an extreme thing to say, but it's giving like a white savior. It's like, stop. Like she's doing this for self gratification. She's not doing this because like I think Lala does care to a certain point, but I think some of it is very much like a look at me, I helped you, I'm such a good person. Like everybody noticed what a good person I am. I'm such a good person. I'm such a good person. But then what ends up happening is, well, Sheena's gonna Sheena, and Sheena's been Sheenaing for years. Sheena's been Sheenaing for over a decade. This is why she's one of like the best reality show people to watch. It's because she's always Sheenaing. And she's always been like this. And I think personally, I think the Brock situation opened up Lala a little bit to be like, whoa, I don't think there is a limit to what Scheana will do to stay relevant and to be on reality TV and to, be in the eyes of the public. I don't think Scheana has a moral compass of like, what is too much? What is too much to exploit, my life? Me personally, I just feel like we live in a different time, in a different world, and like maybe in a different world, bring up her and Brock's situation was a good idea. But I just don't think in this day and age, like, I think Scheana could have kept that to herself personally, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but like we live in a world where like the internet is so fucking cruel and mean and awful and horrendous and so judgmental, and I'm obviously a part of that. I'm sitting here commentating about it, for God's sake, so I am judging them. And I don't think it was a good idea to bring that up on the internet. I really don't, because it's just another thing. Sorry. That's the only thing I hate about this stupid wavy talk is I don't like where the buttons sit. Anyway, I just think it's another thing for people to point at Scheana and be like, you're just bringing this up to get a storyline, to get recognition, or to get people to pay attention to you. And it's like, you didn't have to bring this up. Also, like, you have a kid. Like, and your kid's gonna, like, one day Summer Moon's gonna grow up and she's gonna go on the Instagram that Scheana made for her, okay? And she's going to learn about this. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, sometimes like we just don't have to tell the internet everything. Sometimes we don't have to bring everything to the light. Sometimes we can just be adults and keep our life, like our private life, private. And it still doesn't take away from it. And also, if anything, it makes Scheana look 10 times worse for being so awful in season 10 and 11. And not really full on like defending her best friend. And also it makes her continue to look fucking bad the way that she behaved towards Katie about trying to hook up Raquel with Tom and all this shit. It just made, if anything, it's like, I just don't understand. It just makes her look so much worse. And I don't know why she had to put this in her book. The only explanation I have, whether she wants to admit it or not, is that she wanted a New York Times bestselling fucking book. And she knew the only way that she was going to get that is if she embarrassed herself and embarrassed her husband. And I understand Brock's someone that should, like, Brock should be embarrassed. And Brock should feel bad. And Brock is the one that did this, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, you chose to stay with him. You chose, I don't like it when families exploit really hard moments in their life that regular people fucking go through and don't want to talk about and don't want all their friends to know and don't want the world to know, or they just don't want their children to know because they decided as adults, like, they just want to move on and, like, get better. And it's like, you're just bringing up old wounds and you're bringing up old shit that you agreed upon. Okay, you agreed that you were going to be in this relationship. You agreed that you accepted that behavior. You agreed that his apology apparently is good enough. And it's like, Scheana is the type of person, unfortunately, God love her, but Scheana is the type of person that's probably still holding this over Brock's head. And any chance that she gets, she holds that over Brock's head. And it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, that is horrible. What he did was awful. It was disgusting. It was horrible. But if you're going to stay married to him and you're going to have him do the work and he's doing the work and he's trying really hard to gain trust, you can't keep bringing it up. You can't keep using it against him. You can't keep, you know that she uses it with her friendships too, where she's like, well, Brock cheated on me, so, I can't do this or I can't do that, or like, feel bad for me. Brock cheated on me. It's like, well, Brock cheated on you over, 2.5 years ago? Almost 3 years ago? Like, what are we doing? And I think Lala is slowly realizing, like, holy shit, this is what everybody's been talking about. This is what everybody's been talking about for years about Lala, and, about Scheana. Is that Scheana loves to be a reality TV star. She loves the drama. She loves being famous. Like, and we've said this till kingdom fucking comes. But until Scheana turns on you, I feel like a lot of people get, like, entertainment out of Sheena's bullshit. Like, Sheena's always been dramatic. Always. Super, and loves it. Whether she wants to admit it or not. I don't love the drama. I try to stay out of the drama. I try to be this. I try to be that. She doesn't. She never has. For God fucking sake. Her bullshit and her drama is now embedded in Real Housewives of Orange fucking County. Like, what? You're not on that show. Like, get off. Get away. And it's like, it's her way of trying to stay relevant. And now there's rumors out, and I haven't seen any, like, I haven't seen, like, Bravo confirm anything, and I haven't also seen Scheana confirm anything either, that apparently Bravo basically, like, fired her off the Valley because she was so, boring or annoying or whatever, that she got booted off the Valley. But Lala didn't get booted off the Valley, and neither did Schwartz. Schwartz is still on there, too. So, like, Scheana just, like, needs to come back down to fucking reality. Like, real reality. Not reality TV reality. She needs to come back down to the actual earth that people and normal people fucking live on, that has nothing to do with, like, a television program. And also, my thing is, like, it's just too dark-sided for me to watch her turn her trauma from her own family. Like, it's one thing to, like, cause drama with people that are, like, on a reality TV show. It kind of comes with the territory, you could always kind of say, and blah, 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 fucking blah, blah, blah. But to turn it on your own partner and your own family for entertainment, and to put it on places that are permanent, like, the internet is forever. And again, like, your daughter is going to see this shit. Your daughter is going to, and I'm sorry, hopefully your daughter has some brain cells when she gets older, and she's like, Mom, what were you thinking? Like, what the fuck? So, all right, let's keep going with Lala.
And I want to shake her at times. Because in the past 2 years, I have had to do a lot of soul searching, and I have had to own my part in a lot of situations that I didn't want to own my part. I wanted to place blame. I wanted to say, but you did this. We have come a long way. With Scheana, I want to shake her because it's like, you have a husband who's absolutely wonderful. He may not have done wonderful things, but he has made massive changes for you, and that's a beautiful thing. You chose to stick with him. That is absolutely incredible. And
emphasis on chose to stay with him, okay? She chose to stay with him.
Wonderful. You have a beautiful, healthy little girl. You've got both your parents. Your sister's cool as fuck. What are you so mad about all the time? You made your book hit the biggest fucking list that a book can possibly hit. You've got a fantastic podcast. Why do you continue to try to scrape at the bottom of the barrel to find the shit? I want her to take a moment to self-reflect and figure out what makes her tick and what keeps her happy, genuinely happy. This is all gonna fade. There's gonna be a day, y'all, where no television show exists. The podcasts are over. The brand deals are done. No one gives a fuck about Instagram. What do you want? When it's all over, how do you want your life to be? I want to shake her. I have fucked up in the past. So have you. The difference is I don't point out every fuck up that you have because it's not worth it, because I know you're a good person.
Which is interesting because Lala points out a lot of people's fuck ups. And again, I don't follow Lala. I haven't followed her for the last, I think, year. So I don't know if her saying that is true. Who knows? But Lala has pointed out many people's flaws in the past, like to an exhausting amount, to the point that she just, like, lies about shit, like saying that Katie and Ariana cost money for her and took food out of her children's mouths.
You should know I'm a good person. It makes me so just... Like, you think I just bought a house next to you because I just, like, thought that would be fun? No, that means I fuck with you really hard. And we should have duked this out behind the scenes. And my friendship to you should not be based off of if I posted your book in the proper timeline. You're setting me up for failure every time. And let me be very clear, y'all. I posted the book. The book was posted. She's upset that I didn't post it in the proper timeline. I am not a robot. You don't click in what you need from me. I'm a person with a life. I posted the book when you announced it for a pre-order, and I did post the book when I got it. but nothing I do or anyone else does will ever be good enough. And
that's the thing about Scheana is like her friendships are not based in reality. Every friendship, and here's the thing: is like I don't necessarily think that Scheana doesn't have genuine friendships. I think she does. I just think she genuinely just thinks that everybody is going to promote her and talk about her and be there for her because she does that with her friends and blah 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 blah, and it's like okay. And like Lala brings up a good point. It's like okay, so like I post something online, cool, like lots of people post shit online. That doesn't mean that like they're a good person or that they're actually a good friend. Like you don't see Beyonce and fucking Taylor Swift, and they're always my example, obviously, because they're the biggest stars in the whole fucking world. But you don't see Beyonce and Taylor Swift like posting every 5 seconds what their friends are doing or how excited they are for their friends. It's like once in a blue moon. It's like because they're calling their friends, they're talking to their friends, they're spending time with those people. It's not a publicity stunt. Everything doesn't have to be on the timeline. And that's the thing with Scheana is Scheana has always been a very on the internet type of person. Ever since we've known her, she's an online girl. Okay, she's in the comment section. She's talking. She's into it. I mean, we know for a fact that Scheana talks to bloggers and social media, people all the time. Again, which has been proven like so many times with her, and half the bullshit that we're dealing with right now of her and Tamra and Teddy and all this shit, and whoever else. I don't even know who else is involved. Is it Brittany? Whatever the fuck. I don't even know their names anymore. But she's involved in all this BS right now because she's chronically online, and it's like get off the internet. Like stop. Like there's a real life, and I think Lala's learning that. I love Lala. She's like the friend that you like. I don't know. They do stupid shit, and you just want what's best for them because you see good inside of them, but then they act really dumb, and then they don't like by the time they've learned their lesson or by the time they've like changed their ways, it's too late because like they've already lost you as a friend. Like, that's how I feel with Lala. It's like, Lala, it's a little too late, bitch. Like, you learned a little too slow. You were too stubborn for too long. And now you've lost all these friends. Like, I'm so sad that Ariana and Katie and Lala aren't friends anymore. Like, that makes me really sad because, like, I love Katie and Lala when they're together. They make me laugh because they're so funny. And they're also so quick-whipped. And, I don't know when everybody's going to learn that, like, Katie's not the fucking one, you guys. Like, Katie is just not the one. Anytime these girls try to fight, and you want to know when I knew that Scheana has lost the fucking plot, is when Katie sassed back at her and called her ass out on her podcast, on Katie's podcast. That's when I knew Scheana was full of shit because when Scheana went to respond to that, she all of a sudden was like, "Oh yeah, Katie's had my back. I shouldn't have said that about Katie." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, Scheana never backs down if she thinks she's right. So that tells me that she's wrong. That tells me that she knows she's wrong and she knows that she's full of crap. And that's why she's not going so heavy back at Katie because Katie's not lying. I think that's what's kind of happening right now. So let me just separate this out and then we'll finish the rest of this episode. Here we go.
I really, really hope that she can take a moment to reflect on why that is. Scheana, I love you. I'm sorry if I've fucked up. What advice would you give to women who want to have a child on their own?
So she talked about, so that's what's left of that episode, but to do with Scheana. But it's just sad, and like Scheana loves to make everything, like every argument. I feel like Scheana thinks that like because she is such an open book and like is okay with being humiliated on national television, that everybody else is in it to win it too. And I think some of her cast members were okay with that. Like Kristen Doty, I think, is one of those people that's like, yeah, I'm game for whatever. I don't give a shit if I'm humiliated on national television. I don't care. And I think certain cast members were okay with that, but it's like now we have kids and wives and marriages, and it's just different. Like the game is different. Like, yes, I want to participate in the reality TV game with you, but only to a point. And Scheana just doesn't have a sense of like the real world. Like she lives in this weird world where she is okay with like humiliating herself if it means she's going to be on Watch What Happens Live, if it means she's going to be famous, if it means she can have the phone numbers that she has, if it means like da 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 da. Like, I'm sorry, you're married. Why are you still talking about you fucking John Mayer? Like, if I was Brock, I'd be like, stop bringing that up. Like, it was one thing when you were talking about it when you were single, but it's like, you have a kid, you have a husband. Like, why are we still talking about people that you fucked 20 years ago? Why are we still bringing up these problems and these issues? And she's bringing it up. Okay? Nobody else is bringing it up. Scheana's bringing it up. You don't see anybody else on that cast like talking about this shit, about their old shit. I mean, Lala obviously brings up the Randall stuff, but I mean, to be fair, she does have a kid with him, so unfortunately it's part of her life. But like, she putting in her book like as like a stamp of approval from everybody of like, ooh, look at all the people that I fucked. And it's like, Scheana, you don't have to do that to get attention. Like, stop. Like, I think I said it in our last live that I was doing that. Like, I truly do think that she is such a talented person. And I really do think that if MTV was still like as popping as it was back in the day, she would have been such a good like TRL host. She would have been so good at like MTV Summer Beach House. Like, Scheana would have thrived. And maybe that's what it is. Like, maybe just Scheana is not, she's still living in the past of how to be online in the past when like it's just so different now. And I think people like the small town people that watch the shows, they want genuine connections. They want genuine relationships. They want authenticity. And Sheena's just like living in a different world. She's just living in a different world. And she's a material girl. Material girl. She's just living on an alternate universe. And it's like, Shishu, sweetie, honey, like, we don't have to live like this anymore. It doesn't have to be like this, you know? So I don't know. I don't know where we go with Shishu. I'm gonna put my fucking hair up for a minute. I just did all that just to put my hair up, but I'm sweating. Sorry. I don't know where Scheana goes from here. This is a blow for Scheana. Like, not being on the Valley anymore. She got that taken away from her. Her and her last alliance in the Bravo Cinematic Universe is crumbling right now because she can't get over herself and she can't get past the fact that my friend didn't post this and my friend didn't post that. And it's like, okay, but there's more to life than posting. Like, I think there's this meme that goes around the internet all the time about like, you know, someone's your best friend when they're barely on your timeline. And it's like, that's what Scheana doesn't get. Scheana needs to post everything. Everything in her life is like available to the public. She'll talk about anything, say anything, throw anybody under the bus, like spread gossip about anybody, talk about anybody's bullshit. Like, there's just like, it gets to a point where it's like, do you have a moral compass? Do you have a moral like, where does it end? Where does the bullshit and the drama and the exposing and the gossip, when and where does it stop? And are you able to not be a part of that anymore? Like, this is, and mind you, this is just the shit we see with Scheana online. Can you imagine what Sheena's like in like real life? Because I know Scheana has a good heart and I know she can be a good person. And I know she has a lot of passion and love. But she's just so conditioned to be stuck in this little reality TV, social media bubble that she like can't get out of it and can't pop it for some reason and move the fuck on with her life. Like, you don't need to do this stuff anymore. And I thought, honestly, the podcast was going to be the thing that like stopped her from this bullshit that she keeps pulling, but clearly it's not. Clearly, like, it's not going to be a platform where she takes it and moves with it. Like Katie is really living her own life right now. She's taking stepping points and doing something with her life. You know, she found a new person that she loves, and even like, you know, Tom Schwartz and Ariana's clearly moved on with her life and done a lot more. And I don't know, like Stassi has moved on with her life and done a lot more. And Brittany is doing a lot more with her life now. And it's just like, I feel like the cast has moved on. And I feel like this is Lala's turn to finally move on. I feel like this is Lala's moment to shine and her pocket to grow up and and show us some evolution of her. Even Kristen has moved on and evolved a lot and still managed to find a way to be like dramatic and fun to watch on TV. I I just don't I think that Scheana is lost and hasn't found her thing after Vanderpump Rules. Like I think out of all the people, I would think that not being on Vanderpump Rules was probably the hardest for Scheana because I think it's part of her like identity. Whereas the rest of the cast acknowledge that they were on Vanderpump Rules, appreciate that time, are in on the jokes, the gifts, the memes, the gags, the funny stuff, whatever, but it's not their like identity. It's not the only thing that they are. They're willing to move on and become and evolve in different ways. Even if some of the evolutions we don't like, you know, Tom Sandoval being a karaoke star, you know, at least he's moving on in some way and trying to do something different than just be the guy that was on Vanderpump Rules, you know, than just being this one thing. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If you're a part of the rewatch crew, how are you? Comment below and let me know you are. I appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Like, follow, subscribe, do all the things, share. I would really appreciate it. It would really help out, you know, with the algorithm and all that fun stuff. I love you guys so much. Please, as always, protect LGBTQIA people, businesses, organizations. They need us so bad right now. Protect all immigrants. Protect anybody that needs our support and our help right now. The world is literally crumbling. It's literally on fire. And is being destroyed by horrible fascists. So hopefully we can all band together and fight that together. And that is a safe place for people here that are part of those marginalized groups. You're always welcome here because I love you so much. Okay, I love you. Go check out the podcast. New episode came out today. Okay, love you. Bye.